My name is Jessica Buchanan. I'm a kidnapping survivor, an author, a speaker, and the founder of Soul Speak Press Publishing. My story is every woman's story, although my circumstances are a little bit maybe wild and a little different. In October of 2011, I was working as a teacher for a humanitarian aid organization in Somalia. I've been living in Africa for about 7 years working, and I was on a routine field mission, traveling to the southern part of Somalia with a colleague. I was on my way home, essentially, when our vehicle was taken over at gunpoint. My colleague and I were apprehended, driven out into the middle of the desert, where we were forced to participate in a mock execution. And subsequently, we were held for 93 days as a hostage for a $45 million ransom demand until we were liberated on January 25th, 2012, by order of President Obama by SEAL Team 6. It was in the middle of that desert that I realized, as I was begging for food, my stomach was growling, it was shrinking, the weight was falling off of me, that I had actually been in this place before, only I had been the one who was holding myself hostage. My disordered eating started when I was 16 years old. I discovered what it felt like to be approved of because of what I ate, and that the fact that what I ate was linked directly to how I looked. Then a few months went by and I stopped eating. This would take me through my 20s and actually into my 30s. So time would go on, I would have a couple of kids, my body would change, and it wasn't really until I had my daughter. She came into the world and I thought, I do not want her to grow up believing the same things about her body that I have. I do not want her to fear food the way I have. And so I decided that it was time to get a grip. It was time to get a hold of this and to make some changes and to start on that path to healing. Now, I would love to sit here and say that I have completely conquered that mountain. I am on the summit of self-acceptance because that's what this book is about. But what I can say is it is a journey that will go on for the rest of my life. But I can also say that I am not going to quit. I'm going to continue moving on. So today we have gathered with several of the authors that have contributed to Deserts to Mountaintops, choosing our healing through radical self-acceptance. And they are going to be courageously sharing their stories of their desert moment and then the journey to the mountaintop of how they've accepted their bodies, they've accepted chronic illness, they've accepted mental health disorders, they've accepted their own sexual identity, just to name a few. True healing comes from speaking our truth. That's what this whole project is about. Deserts to Mountaintops is about speaking our truth in the pursuit of acceptance and healing and self-love.
I spent my whole life wishing I lived in a different body. And then when I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, it was my first realization that I could actually die without learning how to love myself first.
When was that moment in your life where you realized, oh, I need to make a change here, something needs to change?
Yeah, when I was very ill, sitting in the doctor's office and hearing the doctor say, I may not make it to my next birthday.
My desert moment would probably be a literal bathroom floor moment. And it was my 4th or 5th panic attack that week. And it was just bad day after bad day after bad day after bad day.
When I was 8 years old, I was playing with a friend in our front yard. We decided to hold hands and run across the street. She let go of my hand in the middle of the street. She was carrying a box of cookies. Then I looked back and a car had come over the top of the hill and hit her. And it was devastating. And I remember, so this idea of sort of detaching myself and rising above where I am and standing under the tree, just basically in shock.
After I gave birth to my daughter, even though it was this beautiful, amazing, joyful moment, I immediately thought, am I going to be able to take care of her the way that I need to? Am I going to be able to, just physically handle the demands of having a new little baby to take care of? Because I had just been struggling physically for so long.
A lot of my identity was wrapped up in who am I now? And what I needed to do was to climb a ladder and get out of this situation. Climb the mountain, right?
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is that I had to build the ladder first.
I don't believe that healing can be done in isolation. And so that's why we've created this space. That's why we created this project, to provide a safe space for women to come and to write and to share their stories of all of the myriad of ways that they have journeyed toward this mountaintop of self-acceptance through the trials that they have experienced, and they have overcome something that they are going to share with the readers of this book, and it's simply transformational.
I hope the reader walks away from my chapter feeling like they aren't alone in a journey, feeling like this isn't an isolated experience that they're having, that other people feel this way too.
For anyone who feels that they're tired of looking for the lesson in the more difficult experiences, my advice is to give thanks for it, and the answer will come to you.
You know, the reason we're sharing our stories that are so vulnerable and so personal is so that we can offer a space of community, so that women don't feel isolated and alone. I'm committed to having these conversations and to opening up an opportunity for women to write about it and to talk about it, because the only way we're going to make any changes in ourselves and in society and in this culture about what beauty standards are, about body image, about what it means to age, is to talk about it openly.
I remember I was looking at past pictures. I think I was making a collage. I don't know what I was doing. I remember looking at the picture and I was just like, I was not enjoying that day because I felt fat, ugly, not pretty, but all the things. And it was during that moment where I kind of had that epiphany. I was like, no, this needs to stop. And I need to look at myself in the mirror and really look at myself and really see the beauty that's there.
I'm still in the healing part of the process. That hasn't ended yet. I think I might always be.
Yeah, because I think that's actually the mountaintop. Right, is recognizing that this is an ongoing journey. It is a mountain range that we are going to be many deserts, many summits, and the fact that we keep going, that's healing. That's the success.
Yeah, there are many mountaintops, but my favorite is the moment that I could really look myself in the mirror and I could say, Julie, I love you. And I meant it. And I meant it.
One thing that I know is that I am leadership. I'm powerful. I'm confident. But I have something to give. Your gift is never your own. Part of my journey to the mountaintop is giving to others what they're missing based on my experience. Right? And I think that's what we all are here for, to help somebody get through.
I'm just not afraid of Lyme's anymore. I'm not afraid of a chronic illness. And partly because, and maybe it's all because of having the awareness of my body, having that mindset that I am going to get better. And I know I'm going to get better, and this is all part of healing.
You might believe self-acceptance is not available to you, but I am telling you, when you go through these stories of these courageous women who have written about their deserts to mountaintops journeys, you are going to be inspired and empowered and know that it is possible.
My mountaintop moments of radical self-acceptance happened when I remembered the importance of naming things, because you cannot deny that which has a name.
It took me time to accept that things aren't black and white, and there's a gray area, and I have to be okay with that gray area because that's how healing is.
I'm on my way to the mountaintop. I don't know what that mountaintop is going to look like, but I've accepted that that's okay. This is a day-to-day thing for me. It probably always will be. I have made the choice to accept myself at any weight. I have made the choice to nourish myself with food because I am privileged and I have access to it. I have made the choice to talk about this because that is where true freedom lies. I have made the choice to stop holding myself hostage because I deserve to live.